Hello and welcome back, BuckPole viewers. I know you see a whole lot of nothing in front of you right now. That's because today's trick for bait, the 14 days, 14 baits, or 14 baits, 14 days trick, is actually going to be the peanut butter trick. Many of you guys already know, or probably have heard of the peanut butter trick already. What you do is you take a jar of peanut butter, and you take the lid from it, you screw the lid to your tree. I'm using just the 2x4 that I have sitting in my garage as a simulated tree to prove what I want to show you guys. These are some tips that I want to throw in that'll make it actually easier for you guys to do the peanut butter trick. I know not every state allows you to bait from a container, so if you're like me and you're from Wisconsin, this actually is illegal. I've never actually done this, but I was just thinking of some of the things that make it better and some of the things that I use when I use peanut butter to make this work better. So the first thing, if you're going to do it, I would have a cap ready with the screws already in it, or started in at least, because the last thing you want to do is you want to drop a screw while you're trying to attach this to a tree and leave screws sitting around the woods. The next thing I would do, if it was me, I would put them in a triangle pattern. I'd put 3 in and I'd put it in a triangle pattern. I'd use probably about 1.25-inch screws. Never done this before because it's not legal in my state, so I'm not sure how well it would work, but I'm pretty sure that this would actually make a lot of sense to use a triangle pattern. It's a real strong holding pattern. I'm sure the further you screw them towards the outside as well, the stronger it will be, unless you're screwing into a really small diameter tree, which then you may have to bring them closer to the center. But if you take it and you tack it into the tree, we'll just pretend this is our tree. I mean, even if it spins on you a little bit, it's not a real big deal. The peanut butter trick basically is you take that and then you screw the lid, or you screw the peanut butter jar right onto the lid. If you use the same peanut butter jars over and over and over and over again, your biggest benefit is you can leave the lid right there on the tree, and then you can always come back with a new jar of peanut butter, and you can put a new jar of peanut butter on. But then what you're going to do is you just take your knife and you cut off right here at the very end, so that you basically would remove this little end piece right here and expose the peanut butter. In my area, the deer are used to the peanut butter. I don't necessarily need to do anything to the peanut butter to make it work better, but some tricks that I've heard from other guys is if you use this trick and you don't have deer visiting it often enough, or one thing I've learned, if you have a lot of squirrels that like peanut butter. Squirrels in my area love peanut butter for some reason, especially when it gets close to winter and they want to really pack on the protein and the pounds. They eat lots and lots of peanut butter. And it makes it disappear a lot faster. Squirrels, I've noticed, however, aren't big fans of getting their paws into molasses, which is another trick that I want to share with you guys. If you are going to do the peanut butter trick, I highly recommend, if you're going to have squirrels around, once you cut this off, or the way that I do the peanut butter trick for me, because I'm not allowed to do this, is I just find a log that's already like laid down on the ground. That I prefer to try to find one that's about 2-3 feet off the ground that hasn't fallen completely to the ground, and I just take it and I pull it out, and I take a spoon with me and I just smear it all over the log, and then I go over and I pour molasses over my peanut butter. Like I said, the squirrels in my area love peanut butter, so until they're resting nice and solid for winter, I have to do that in order to keep the squirrels as much at bay from the peanut butter as possible, because I want the deer to get it, I don't want the squirrels to get it. So I would imagine if you're doing this as well, what I would do to prevent squirrels and to help attract deer so that it brings the deer in faster, I would take molasses and I would coat probably about half of this with molasses and try to get some over this end piece right here so that you're coating the peanut butter with molasses as well. So the squirrels are going to leave it alone. The deer are going to find it faster because of the molasses, and it's all around just going to work out better for you. So I hope these tricks kind of help improve on the peanut butter trick. I know the peanut butter trick's been around for a while. I'm just trying to show you guys how to improve on it. If you have any comments or questions or tips, any tips to improve this even further, that'd be great. Like I said, I can't legally do this in Wisconsin, so I just kind of have to go off of what some of my buddies have told me and what some of the other guys I know from the hunting community have told me about the peanut butter trick that they use with the peanut butter jar. It's a whole lot easier than the way I do it because I can't have it in a container. So any of those things, any comments, questions, tips, leave them down below. And I will try to include them in some of the 14 baits in 14 days video. So, just a reminder, I'm going to put it in with the regular baiting playlist, so you guys can always tune in there. And you can always like and subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up always are helpful. So, subscribe to the channel and you can pull it off the playlist as well. So, hope you guys appreciate this. Hopefully some of the tips will help you out this fall for your hunting. And I hope you guys have a great day.